Hey all, Hipper here, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to look at World of Warships Legends, now available on mobile. And it's not just mobile; it's actually also iPad and Android tablets. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll go through the new Legends here in this video, and I'll tell you what I think. So downloading the game and logging in is actually quite painless. I mean, it is an 8 GB game, so it does take a while, and it's quite large for a mobile game, but you know, it's pretty good. They pulled it off, I'd say. The interface is quite nice. Like it keeps the look and feel from the original game, and it's new, but it's not too new, so it's fairly easy to quickly find out where you gotta go and do stuff. So one of the real uses of this game, in my opinion, is to check in daily, do your daily things. But then on the other hand, if you gotta do anything serious, I would not play on this platform here, and I'll get deeper into that later. So let's just first go through what you actually can do in the game, and all the the areas of the game are in here. The only things that are missing out are features, really. So you can't play training battles, for example. You can't play fleet battles, it seems like it, at least for now. And you can't play carriers. There's a few other minor details that I've run into, but other than that, it seems like those are the main differences between the real console version of the game and this mobile version. So if you look at it that way, that's actually quite an achievement. I mean, you can do pretty much anything except for the things that I mentioned earlier. But as you can tell, you have full access to the store, the port, your ships, and you can set up ships as you want. So, I guess that makes sense if you're on the bus home and you want to change your Yamato from accuracy to, I don't know, something else, you can do that. So as you can tell, the tech trees are available for you to peruse as well if you got, some pressing job to do in there while you're on the go. I can't really see how this helps out, but at least it's there, and can't really complain about that, right? Now, one thing that's handy is that all your commanders and your commander setups are actually available in here, and that's something that you can do, on the bus home or whatever. If you want to change the setup in preparation for playing when you get home, I mean, yeah, it does make sense, and fiddle with inspirations and try to build something more interesting, for example. That does make a ton of sense, really. But again, like I said earlier in the video, I would wait with the actual playing part. So of course the campaign is available as well, where you can check how far you are, and again, the bureau is there. As you can see, I am boycotting the bureau. I hate it. I think it's ridiculous, and I haven't touched it for a few years basically, and it's the dumbest idea ever. But anyway, it's still there, and there's nothing we can do about it. So at least it's available in the app, so you can check your bureau progress. So I guess that makes some sort of sense, I guess. You can also check out your service record should you want to, but the page with the details seems to be missing, or at least I can't find it, so it's not very useful really, but it's there. So the features are there except for the few I mentioned, and as you can see here, there's no training battles or fleet battles yet. I'm assuming they will come, but at the moment they're not available. So far it looks like a good package, right? But no. The problem is that this is a console game, but it's really a PC game that's made into a console game, and the controls are, made with PC and console in mind. And Wargaming are making an effort here in trying to give you a few options, but there is no external controller support, and that is just a total failure here, because yes, you can play this game with the touchscreen, sure, but you're not going to do very well. You can play the lower tiers, but you don't have to do that many things at the same time, and you could probably get away with playing a battleship at any tier using this setup here, because battleships, you don't tend to have to do that many things at the same time. It's more about aiming and shooting and not much moving. But still, I would much rather play on console. And if you play a cruiser or a destroyer, I wouldn't even go near this game here, because you're going to be at a distinct disadvantage against anyone who plays with a controller. And I can promise you, you're going to get blown out of the water. So what I've shown so far has been at the highest setting with the graphics, and really when you put it on the lowest setting, I don't really see much difference. It could be because I just did it on my phone, because I did play this game on an iPad as well, and I'll tell you, it's a lot better on an iPad. It really, really is. Another little nifty feature here is that once you have linked your Xbox account or whatever account you have with your mobile one time, as soon as you log in with, for example, your Apple ID on another device, it will just automatically pick up your console account, which is pretty neat, because I was like thinking, oh no, I have to link the whole thing again, but no, you don't really have to. Just remember that once you download it, you actually have to download another 7 gigabytes. Just a little nasty surprise there. It doesn't take that long though. And then what I said earlier, that after trying this game here both on my iPhone 14 Pro Max and my iPad Pro, I would suggest that you play this game on an iPad if you have the possibility, because it just makes everything less nitty-gritty, and like the controls on the screen work a little bit better, because you don't keep covering the screen with your hands as you do on a phone. On the iPad you have a little bit more screen real estate. Now, of course, you don't have the widescreen aspect, which is actually kind of a problem, because you won't see ships that you would otherwise see playing on the widescreen, right, out in your peripheral vision, and that is the major downside with playing on iPad. But I think the more accessible controls on the iPad kind of makes up for it, and the fact that you don't cover important stuff on the screen with your hands while you're playing, I mean, that's just ridiculous. Another thing I noticed is that it seems to be locked, the game here, to 30 frames per second no matter what, because I'm running this on an iPad with an M2 processor and it's still running at 30 frames per second, and that's kind of crappy, but okay, I guess maybe later that'll be fixed. So again, the controls are the main problem here, especially if you want to play destroyers or agile cruisers. There is just absolutely no way you can do that effectively with the touchscreen controls. It's almost ridiculous. You can play a battleship, yes, but I think there's a good reason why carriers haven't been included yet, because yeah, I sure wouldn't want to play a carrier with touch controls either. But anyway, I'm assuming it's gonna come in the future. But before you download this game for actual playing, I would suggest that you wait until there is an update that actually adds controller support, because without that, this is pretty much useless, if you ask me. It's nice for doing daily tasks and logging in, checking your bureau, if you're actually doing your bureau, because I'm not. Other than that, you're going to want to play this game on your console like you always did, because the phone and iPad controls are just so inferior to what you can get away with on your console. And if you play this game against good players using a touchscreen, you're going to get absolutely ruined. There's not even a question about it. So that's my opinion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. And I will see you out there.